of Brewers, the home of homebrew. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Did you turn the thing on?
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And I'll look over here and I'll look over there. And yeah, welcome to League of Brewers. My name's Dan, and today I'm back in my brew shed, and we've got the Essencia Express 50 litre here again. And you might have seen the previous video where I did a stripping run with some alcohol. Well, we have that alcohol here, and so yeah, I'm going to run a pot still run using some botanicals. Yeah, so if you come on over here, I've got a bucket here of 40% alcohol, and it's macerating with some juniper berries and coriander and some angelica root. So I'll put the recipe in the details there on the video, so you'll be able to check that down below. But yeah, that's been in there for about 6 hours. Ideally I would have done it overnight, but I ran out of time and I forgot what I was doing. And so yeah, we've got 7 litres at 40%. Now, just because we're doing such a small run compared to this huge boiler here, I've got some water heating up in here, so it's about 5 litres of water. When I pop in the 7 litres, that will be up to about 12 litre boil volume, so it's not going to be too vigorous in there. Another thing I'm going to be used today is the Essencia sight glass. So we're going to put some fresh botanicals in there as well. The Essencia condenser, which comes with the boiler. So we'll put all that together and let's get this gin going and make some gin. Gin with a twist. So I've got some special ingredients which I'm going to use in this gin. I've done an experiment once before with it, and I think it went really well. All right, guys. So I'm missing 2 ingredients. Well, actually, I'm missing 3 ingredients that aren't in the maceration. So it's a 6 ingredient gin. But we're going to go and pick some citrus. So should we do that? We're going to pick a fresh lemon off the tree right now. How fresh can you get? Lights, action. This way, Ben. You're probably not going to be able to see this very easily, but here's my lemon tree with some fresh lemons on it.
Is that from the neighbor?
No. Shh, let's go. Fresh lemons.
From the neighbor.
From the neighbor, covered in rainwater. So I don't even need to wash them. All right, guys. So yeah, this water's getting up pretty hot. So I'll actually want to get my alcohol in the boiler. So I'll just turn these. I'll actually just turn it down by turning the thermostat dial down. And the reason I'm doing this is I just wanted to get the volume up in this huge boiler. I didn't want to be boiling 7 litres away. I just wanted a little bit extra. So this will make it about 12 litres, if my calculations are correct. So in goes the maceration. That'll cool that down really quick. Quickly get the lid on. And then we'll get our sight glass on. So I've put a mesh screen in here. These are available at League of Brewers, a 2-inch mesh screen. So we'll put our tri-clamp in place, sight glass on, mesh in. Now I've got to go and get a peeler, so I'll be back. We're going to go and get a peeler to peel those lemons. Back in a minute. So we need 17 grams of freshly peeled pink grapefruit. It's going to add a lovely note to the gin, which is going to pair with our secret ingredient. 15. 16. It seems that the zest from one pink grapefruit is enough. Okay, and then we need the same of fresh lemon. So 17 grams of fresh lemon. When you're taking the zest off of your citrus, you don't want to go too deep. You don't want any white pith. You want it to look exactly the same as it is on the outside. So that pith will just add bitterness to your gin. All the aromatics are in the very outer surface of the citrus on the zest there. So 17 grams of freshly stolen lemons. All right. So we're going to pop that in our sight glass, Botanicals basket. Oh, that's a lot of citrus there. Condenser. Oh, I need that clamp over there, Benny. You able to pass me that? So I've actually removed all of the packing out of the condenser here. It does say in the manual that there's no need to remove the packing. For what it's worth, I'm just going to let it run without the packing, just to get all the let all those aromas and flavors come through. So yeah, let's get it cranked up. We turn it to 85, and then once it's at 85 degrees, that is a time to turn our water on. And last but not least, we can't forget our thermometer, which sits up on the top there. Just looking for the assembly. You basically set the pot mode up slightly different to that of the reflux mode. It just uses the product condenser. So you're only running water through the product condenser. That makes sense. So we better get some water hoses hooked up. So it's just water in the bottom, and it will be water out via the alarm thermometer. Okay. It's not going to take long for that temperature to come up. I can hear it coming to a boil already. Okay, water in, water out. What I like about this part of the process is it has a thermostat. So you set it to 85 and it will switch off. When the liquid comes to 85, that's when we turn the water on. So we're not wasting energy. We're not getting a boil on just yet. So we have to change the thermostat to actually get it to boil. So that's quite a nice feature. I might turn the 2000 off. Okay, so we're at 85 degrees now. The element's just been switched off by the thermostat. So now we turn the thermostat up to 110, and we're going to roll on to probably some 4 shots. Actually, I'm going to go and turn the water on now. I'm running the power only on one element, which is 1000 watts. Okay, we're getting some action there. Okay, we're into some 4 shots here, guys, coming through. You can really smell that citrus. Very strong. Okay, so I think we're coming past the 4 shots here, and I've given this a smell now. Because the spirit that we used was so clean, I don't think we're going to get a lot of foreshots or heads in this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch to the parrot here, and that'll give us a good visual of where we're at as well. Obviously, we're going to use our sensory, which is smell and taste, but having the parrot there is just a good eyeball of what's going on. So yeah, we'll see where we come up to on that, and hopefully we can start making some cuts shortly. And look at that, it's already at 80%, just above 80, so 83. I might think about changing to hearts. So it's just starting to flavour now. We're getting close to 80% ABV here. It actually smells and it tastes okay, but because it's sitting at 80%, I'm just going to keep going to this jar number 1, and once it switches to 80, then we'll switch to jar number 2. It's actually tasting really good coming out of here right now. Getting the juniper now. It's still got a bit of a bite, a bit of heat to it, but it's actually quite clean. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to make the switch now to number 2. And the way to do that is we take the cut there, because what's in the parrot needs to go into jar number 1. So we take out our alcohol from here, pour it into jar number 1. This is really tricky. Do it this way. It's the only thing with using a parrot is you don't want to mix your cuts. Okay. Jar number 1 done. Now we're into jar number 2. Back into the parrot. There we go. Taste that again. I think I'm getting some of that bit of that Angelica coming through. Still slightly headsy. So yeah, we'll let that run. And yeah, taste it again in a couple of minutes. Okay, folks, so it's just hit the 80% mark, ABV, and I've just been adding some spicy chips, and it's actually quite, actually really mucked with my palate. But it's starting to smell good. I can't smell any heads in there, and I'm quite happy to switch it over now. So I'm going to switch to jar number 3. This will be jar number 2. All the alcohol from the parrot will go in jar number 2. Damn, those chips were spicy, Ben. Okay, guys, so it's the parrot sitting at 82 here. Actually, what's coming out of the parrot is clean as. So I'm just going to switch to hearts here, directly out of the parrot. Now, to get that connected up, it's going to take a bit of skill, I reckon. So first of all, I'll go directly into the demijohn from there. And I might as well pour that into number 3. I think number 3 is pretty much all hearts. But just so for safety, we're not mixing that with the the main heart, we'll pour it into number 3. Rightio. And I put a bit of hose here on the end of my parrot so that I can get down into the demijohn. Tricky, very tricky. Should have gone for the big parrot. So Still Spirits has a larger parrot, which would be absolutely ideal for this. But I had a small one, so I used a small one. So here we go, we're into the hearts. So we'll let that roll. Temperature there is sitting at 80, so we've got a fair bit to go. I imagine we're probably going to collect around about 5 litres of spirit. So yeah, we'll let that roll, and when we roll onto the tails, we'll switch it over again. Ah, it's fucking broken. Meltdown, guys. This was reading 0% alcohol, and I'm looking at the tower here, which is saying 80 degrees, which is fine. This tastes like alcohol. My alcometer, on the other hand, is saying 0% alcohol. Then I realised I smashed my alcometer. I don't know how the hell I managed to smash that. So with my broken hydrometer there, alcometer, I think I'm going to switch this out and we're going to be flying blind. So it's all going to be sensory from here. We're going to have to watch the temperature on the still and use our smell and our taste to guide us through the distillation, which is how it should be, really. But having the parrot there just makes it easy. You don't have to, you know, watch it all the time or taste it all the time. So anyway, yeah, we're going to bypass the parrot and we'll go straight into the demijohn. There it is. There's all the balls. I must have dropped it in the bottom of the parrot and it just smashed. To be fair, it's had a good workout, that alcometer. So rest in peace, little buddy. Okay, folks, so because we don't have a parrot anymore and we're just relying on our sensors, I'm going to switch this over just in case I'm running into tails. The temperature's climbing in the tower there up on the condenser, so better to be safe than sorry. So I'm just going to switch over to possibly tails, I'm not sure. But I'll be able to work out later on how that jar tastes. I don't have all my eggs in one basket here, so I've got a decent amount here, probably got about 2 litres of heart. This is possibly hearts as well, but yeah, we'll just keep switching some jars now, and hopefully we'll have the good alcohols and the right alcohols to blend in later on. Okay, folks, so basically run into the tails here, and I've switched out from jar number, this is actually number 7, which is starting to smell sort of wet and soggy, and there's not a lot of aroma coming out of it. So the temperature's coming up to 90, so it's time to switch the still off. There's nothing left in there, so we'll turn that off, and I'll just go and turn the water off as well. Alrighty, so yeah, and now it's time to blend. I normally wouldn't do this because I'd wait till tomorrow to blend so I have a fresh palate, but time is of the essence, so we're going to do it now. So back in a second. This is water. We can assume this is, well, we know this is our 4 shots, so yeah, we're not using that. That is volatile. Number 1 volatile. Number 2. Smells all right. That's got plenty of flavour. I reckon that's pretty good. Potentially it's got a little bit of heads in it, but I think it's going to be all right. I think we're just going to go ahead and use it. So we're going in 1. So number 2. And number 3 is going to be good. Number 4, well, that's our main cut. Our heart. So we've got a bit of what seems like a little bit of puking from that heart there. And we worked out that the mesh that we were using was a little bit fine, and it wasn't letting the alcohols go back down, so it actually flooded the sight glass. But you know what? It probably got a lot more flavour out of the citrus because of that. But yeah, a little bit of colour. That'll probably disappear in a day or 2. Oh, we're spilling stuff here. Got number 5. Not sure about that. It has sort of like a bit of a bitterness going on. So I might leave those 2. And that's definitely tails. So we've got 2.7 litres. So if we assume that's maybe 60, 65, what do you reckon, 70? 70% alcohol. If we added a litre, so what would that be? What's the calculation? Mainly a litre would be, it would be, I don't know what percentage of that is. You know what? We're just going to add some water to taste and go from there. We can assume we'll top it up to 3.5 litres and see where we are from there. Get my trusty spoon. Well, I'm excited about the next step for this. We're going to add the secret ingredient to this gin, and then we're going to let it sit for a few weeks, and then hopefully the outcome is going to be great. We'll have to check the percentage at a later date. Not smelling any volatiles in there. Yep, that's pretty strong. Right, I think we're going to add a bit more water. I'm guessing that's around about 50%. So I'll bring it up to 4 litres. I think we'll stop at 4 litres because you can always add more water later on. This is tasting great, by the way, for a fresh gin that's just come off a still. It's got some really nice flavours going on. You can really taste the citrus coming forward there from those fresh neighbourhoodly lemons. Okay, so okay, that's more drinkable at that level. So we've got 4 litres. All right. Now I'm going to need some bottleware. So we're going to put this into some bottles. I'll be back in a tick. I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but this is Amplifire Hop Oil from Clayton's Hops in Motueka. More mootery. Oh no, actually it's Tupperware. Oh, is it? No, it is Tupperware. Yeah. So these guys are taking fresh hops, pressing them. They put so much pressure on the hop cones that the oils come directly out of the hops. So imagine how olive oil is made, like extra virgin olive oil. This is extra virgin hop oil. It's really intense. There are pretty much every New Zealand variety available. So yeah, here we have Motueka, Amplifire Hop Oil. We have Rewaka, Amplifire Hop Oil, and Nelson Sauvin. I experimented using these in a gin just recently, and I used Motueka in a hop gin, and it came out really good. So these hop oils are clear. There's no vegetation in them. It's just basically all the goodness out of the hop, and it has an intense aroma and flavour. So basically, this is a 20 ml jar is the equivalent to 1 kg of hop pellets. So it goes to show you how potent they are. Really good for making beer as well. Really good for making hot water, if you like your hot water. Really easy to dose. So basically, here we go. We're going to make a variation, 3 variations of this single hop gin here. And sorry, no, I buggered that up. So we're going to make a variation of 3 different gins using this base gin that we've just made here. So I've gone on a ratio of 1 drop per litre, 1 drop per mil, 1 drop of hop oil per 100 mils of gin. Works out to be a really good ratio. You can always add more if you like it, but I've found that 1 drop in 100 mils of gin is absolutely fine. So we've got a 1 litre bottle here, so we're going to put 10 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will transform this Motueka gin into a hop gin. So we've got a Motueka gin, and then so on. So we're going to do Nelson Sauvin next. So I've got a 700 ml bottle, so that's 7 drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's Nelson Sauvin. Nelson Sauvin gin. And so on. So we've got Rewaka. Rewaka's, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Rewaka hops, but Rewaka hops are reminiscent of grapefruit and have this sort of diesely sort of aroma and flavour to them. 4, 5, 6, 7. Really intense, but all of these varieties of hops will work really well with gin. And now it's just a matter of topping up your bottles with your gin. And then you have 3 different variations made from 1 base gin. Super easy to use and super flavourful. There's our Rewaka, our Nelson Sauvin hop gin. Nelson Sauvin is reminiscent of Sauvignon Blanc sort of flavours. Imagine white grape mixed in with sort of tropical aromas and sort of a citrusy background. And over here we have our classic Motueka. Motueka is reminiscent of mojito. So you sort of get like lime, very limey sort of flavours from Motueka. Works really well with pilsners and lagers, also IPAs, but also works really well with gin. And for the last bottle, we're just going to keep it a la naturel. So we have our base gin here. Be really nice to try all of these three gins next to each other. Damn it, just not enough to go in that bottle. Oh well. I'll have to find a little bottle for that one. Alrighty. So I think that was our Rewaka, that one. So anyway, this gives you an idea of what you can do with Amplifire hop oils. If we were to taste and smell all of these with a fresh palate, which I recommend, because right now my palate and my senses are pretty much blown, but these will all taste individually different and all work really well. So yeah, super excited to try those. Over here I have something I made earlier, and this is the Motueka hop gin. It's probably about 2 months old now, and this has like a super citrusy flavour and aroma to it, and that's due to the botanicals that I use, but also the Motueka hop oil, which gave it a real limey sort of citrusy flavour. It's also what hops add to gin is a certain amount of spice and herbal sort of elements. You can get some hops that are sort of floral, which works really well with gin as well. So yeah, I'm super excited to sit down and have a bit of a session. I'll have to have a bit of a session to try all three next to each other, but I'll let these rest for a couple of weeks, and then I'll come back for a tasting. But yeah, would love to hear your thoughts on what you think about hop gin, if anyone's ever made hop gin before. I've tried to make hop gin before using hop pellets and fresh hops. It was fairly difficult to get the flavours and the aromas into the gin. So this is just a simple, natural way of adding those hops into your gin. Yeah, so I would love to hear what you think. Give us a call, give us an email, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and happy gin making. Cheers.